Hello and thanks for joining. This is a quick 15-minute flow that you can squeeze into your day, whether it's how you start your day in the morning or something you do before you go to bed, just to bring in some movement and some ease into the body. These poses can be held for anywhere from 5 to 10 breaths, so you can extend this practice from 15 minutes to a half an hour, depending on how much time you have. But we're going to work the whole body from the shoulders, the neck, all the way down through the hips and legs. So go ahead and meet me in child's pose. First, coming onto your hands and knees. And just walk your knees out towards the outer edges of your mat. Bring your big toes to touch behind you. And then sink your hips back towards your heels. And from here, begin to walk your fingertips out in front of you. And maybe you soften your forehead down to the mat. And as you settle in here physically, just notice any sensations you're experiencing in your body. Whether you're experiencing a sense of release through the low back and the hips, the legs, or maybe a little bit of tension. Simply notice how you're feeling this morning or this evening. Begin to bring awareness to your breath. Simply noticing the sensation of the inhales flowing in and out of your nasal cavity. With your arms extended long, begin to spread your fingers even wider here, bringing your pinkies to the outer edges of your mat. Feel your shoulders just gently integrate on your back. So your shoulders are wrapping around your spine, just gently. And then with your next inhale, imagine this is creating space in between each of your vertebrae. Extend your spine long, hips back towards your heels. Good. And then maybe you just soften your forehead, rocking it side to side on the mat. And just go ahead and take 3 deep breaths in and out through your nose. And 1 full breath in, breathing all the way down to the belly. And then a nice slow exhale. And as you're ready, just walk your gaze up towards your thumbs and then slowly begin to shift forward, coming back to that tabletop position. So we're going to set this up with a nice stable foundation. So bring your knees right underneath your hips, and then your elbows are slightly bent, wrists are stacked under your shoulders. And we'll take a few cat-cows here, bringing some movement to the spine. So as you inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Good, really hug your shoulders back. And then as you exhale, round your spine, tucking your chin and your tailbone. Good, inhale for cow. Lift your gaze this time. And exhale for cat, really round your spine. Good. 1 more round here. Big breath in, reaching your heart forward. And then exhale, press the mat away, round it out. And come back to that neutral spine. And bring the weight into your left hand and extend your right fingertips up overhead, lifting your gaze up towards your top fingertips. And then on an exhale, just come onto the back of your right shoulder. Right, you can rest your temple on the mat, or maybe you have a blanket or a pillow nearby, a block. Just use what's available to you throughout your practice. Now you may find that you want to extend your left arm out in front of you, or perhaps you keep it here to support you in opening your chest. Find what works for you. And we're just going to take one more deep breath in on this side. As you exhale, slowly bring your left hand back underneath your shoulder just to support you as you lift up and open back up to the right. And stack your right shoulder over your left here, and then slowly release it. Coming back to your tabletop, nice soft elbows. Shift the weight into your right hand, and then reach your left fingertips up, up, up. Good. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, go ahead and thread the needle coming onto the back of your left shoulder this time. And walk your right fingertips out in front of you, or keep them underneath your shoulder. Once again, just noticing the sensations as they rise. Maybe through the back of your left shoulder or your left arm this time. Taking one last full breath in. Slow, controlled exhale. Walk your left hand back to your shoulder to support you. Good. Press down to lift up. Open your chest. And tabletop. Just take another cat-cow here to reset your spine. So drop the belly as you inhale. Good. And as you exhale, press the mat away. Nice. And from here, we're just going to come to a seat. And we're setting up for half hero, which is a quad stretch. So you're going to start in a seated position with your legs directly out in front of you. And from here, just go ahead and sink the weight in towards your right hip, lifting up out of the left. And then you're just going to tuck your left shin underneath you. And then from here, just wiggle your hips, find a nice even seat. Sitting up nice and tall through your spine. And softening the muscles in your face, your forehead, your eyelids, your jaw. And bring your gaze to one spot in front of you. So maybe it's your big toe or a little spot on the mat. And with your gaze nice and steady, just keep that awareness on your breath. And we're going to take 2 more breaths on this side. Full inhale. Full exhale. Good. Last breath in. And slowly release. Good. Shift the weight back into the right hip and then just extend your left leg long. Before we move over to the other side, you can just go ahead and wiggle your knees. Good. And we're going to come into a forward fold, a nice easy forward fold. So just bend your knees generously here. And then you're going to draw your chest towards your thighs. Good. Bring your hands to your mat, wherever they land. And then maybe you go ahead and drop your chin down towards your chest. Softening your shoulders down your back. Good. You might start to feel this slow release through your low back here. Maybe a little bit through the backs of the legs, but mostly right through here. And as you're ready, walk your hands back towards your hips, lifting your chest. And then we're just going to go ahead and switch sides. So shifting the weight into your left hip this time, go ahead and tuck that right shin underneath you. And again, just repositioning in your seat. If at any time you're feeling any pain through the knees, that is definitely a sign to back out. So make sure you're taking care of your body through these poses. They may feel different from day to day. Just knowing that's normal and that's okay. Find that length in your spine, reaching all the way up through the crown of your head. Taking those last 2 breaths on this side. Good. Last one in, fill your belly. And slowly exhale. Good. Shift the weight into your right hand or your left hand, your left hip. Extend your right foot long. Good. Shake out those knees once more, and then just shift your hips midway down your mat, and then go ahead and come all the way down onto your back. And we're setting up for a figure 4 position. So start with your left foot planted on the mat, and then just cross your right shin over your left. Again, you can stay here. This is a great place to be. If you have a chair, a wall, your bed, or your sofa nearby, you can always lift this left foot up and allow that surface to support your left foot. If you don't have the surface and you want to reach for your left thigh, you can always do that as well. Allow your shoulders to soften down towards the mat. Maybe you even close your eyes here. You're going to take one more full breath on this side, maybe hugging it in a little deeper. And then as you exhale, slowly release your left foot down if it's lifted. Uncross those legs. Drop your knees from side to side. And then bring your left foot down to the mat. And making sure your spine is nice and long on the mat. And then cross your left shin over. And same thing here, you can keep the right foot planted or go ahead and draw that right thigh in towards your chest. And just nice, slow, easy breaths here. Feeling your belly expand as you inhale and slowly release as you exhale. Take one more full breath in. And as you're ready, release your right foot back down to the mat. Good. Bring your left foot down to follow. And then from here, you're just going to walk your feet out towards the outer edges of your mat. Good. And then keeping your heels just about in line with your big toes, go ahead and drop your knees into to touch. And you can allow your arms to fall out alongside of you. Take any other shape that feels comfortable. And we'll go ahead and set up for our last position before Shavasana, just walking your feet back into touch. And you'll bring the soles of your feet to touch and allow your knees to fall out to either side. And from here, bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, or you can always keep your arms nice and wide. And feeling your feet make contact. And feeling your belly rise and fall underneath your fingertips. And maybe you even notice your heartbeat. And as we complete our practice, breathing in this felt sensation of compassion, of gratitude, ease, any other intention that serves you. Naming it and feeling it in your body as a felt sense. And you can always stay here for Shavasana if this Supta Baddha Konasana, this butterfly pose, is serving you. Or go ahead and extend your arms and legs long, releasing your arms alongside of you. From here, take a deep breath in through your nose. And just open your mouth, sigh it out, release. And just know as you practice at home, you can always take any shape that feels restful, supportive for you, for Shavasana. And simply close your eyes here if they're open. Taking as much time as you need here to simply be, to simply rest. When you're ready to come out of Shavasana, just begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. If it feels good, take a deep stretch, reaching your arms and legs nice and long. And slowly, slowly make your way onto your side, knees at your chest. Cradle your head in your arms. As you're ready, press up to a comfortable seat. Coming back to your mat. Take a moment to scan your body. Just notice any new sensations you've created in this short 15-minute practice. Thank you so much for making time for your practice. Namaste.